People got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
Yeah. What the? I'm looking at the background, folks. What the? Talk about Halloween.
What the?
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. What is the boomerang in your life? What? Oh, nice. What is the boomerang in your life? Do you remember those things, Hassan, boomerangs?
I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You ever had one? Did you get one?
I don't think I ever had one. I might have thrown one around once or twice.
It was weird how they would come back to you. I was like, what's up? But I used to like playing with them, throwing them.
I think they're maybe Australian origin.
Oh, yeah. What is the boomerang in your life? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy, no matter where you are in the world, busy making breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or if you're busy running around, if you're busy working out, whatever you might be doing, and you know that you can podcast the show later, but you would like to listen to it while you are doing what you're doing, whether you're a terrorist cell in waiting or whatever, a terrorist cell or whatever, right? You can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on Twitter, which is X, JLP Talk on X, and rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And rebuildingtheman.com. You can do it there, make donations there too. Rebuildingtheman.com or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. So it is Tuesday again. Believe it or not, I'm falling in love. It's Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out?
Amazing.
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 Nice. Who let the dogs out? So it's Halloween coming up sometime soon, I think. Well, I know, but I don't know what date. In 2 weeks, I'm told. And the background has been done by the Anchor Baby. Happy Halloween. The background has been done by the Anchor Baby. It's amazing. I'm scared. The bats in the bear free. Amazing. Very nice. Happy Halloween. So, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. The world gone crazy. The world gone crazy. And I totally understand it. I understand now why and how and why and how. And this is why I want to encourage you, above all things, get an understanding. And the understanding starts within you, not outside of you. It's not on the outside. It's on the inside. It's the kingdom of heaven. The truth is inside of you. Every human being that wants it. Really. Every human being that wants the truth can have the truth if you were to welcome the truth in your life. The kingdom of heaven is within, not outside. What you see happening outside of you, inside the world, is coming through other people. It's coming through them. It's coming through them. And it's intellectual. What you see happening in the world, the violence, the hatred, the anger, which is hatred, the jealousy, the envy, the strife, the destruction, the attacks, both in wars and outside of wars amongst unto one another, is intellectual. People who operate from the intellect are evil. Pure evil. And the solution and the answer to real life is not in the intellect. And the more knowledge you get and hold on to, the worse you become. Whether it's biblical knowledge or secular knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil is evil. The knowledge of good and evil is evil. Look at the people who read the Bible, for example. They have the knowledge of good. And it's just the knowledge, but look how evil they are. They have no love. They have anger. They have no peace. They're fighting with their families. Wives are not obeying their husbands. Children are angry at their parents. But they got the knowledge of good. They got the word. The knowledge of good and evil is evil. You can smoke on that. You can bank on that. It is reality. And look at the people, secular knowledge. Evil. Pure evil. The knowledge of good and evil is evil. Adam at one time did not have the knowledge of evil. He only knew good. He only knew good. He did not know evil. And now he knows both. And look how evil things are. The knowledge of good and evil is evil. And I want to give you a perfect example of evil intellectual people with degrees. You people are going out there, you're going to the university and you're getting all these degrees, and the only thing it's doing two things: putting you in debt and causing you to become evil. And you become puffed up with knowledge. Whether it's to the so-called Bible school, preacher Bible school, or Sunday school class, or to a secular college, Harvard, it doesn't matter which one. You're going in debt, and your heart is made to be wicked. You have no clue of what you're doing. You know not what's going on. And yet in your own mind, you think you're smart. And you're dumb as hell. Dumb as a doorknob. But in your own mind, you think you're smart. And you're not. In my country today, I've said over and over again, I still stand by it, that we should not have foreigners running our government. We should not have foreigners running our court system. We should not have foreigners teaching in our schools, because the people who come here from foreign countries, they are coming with the same asshole attitude and knowledge that destroyed their country. And they come here and you let them into our government and they do the same thing to our country that they have done to their country. See how knowledge makes you blind? You should not be allowing that to happen. But knowledge makes you blind. You let all these people come in, like Ilhan Omar and others, and there are more. You let them come in, and they destroy you into the white man's land. I want to give you a perfect example of an evil, nasty, bitter female that should not be in our court. She is a foreigner, first of all, and she's a so-called judge in our court system. This is from CNN. CNN and Red State. A federal judge on Monday issued a gag order on Donald Trump, limiting what he can say about special counsel Jack Smith's federal prosecution. The order prohibits Trump from making public statements targeting certain individuals involved in the trial. Critics argue that the gag order is an effort to stifle Trump's speech while he is running for a second term as president. Watch this from CNN.
If there was a violation, then in the first instance, usually what happens is you would face a fine, which is a monetary damage. If there is another violation, then you can talk about more serious sanctions. These are very rare, but you can be thrown in jail for contempt of court, or in this case, in federal prison. In this case, when you have a defendant who is making so many aggressive statements about the case, I think it makes all the sense in the world that the prosecution would bring this motion.
Crooked and deranged prosecutor Jack Smith, who has a terrible record of failure, is asking a highly partisan Obama-appointed judge, Tanya Chutkin, who should recuse herself based on the horrible things she has said to silence me. He went on to say these political hacks and thugs are destroying our country. Let's see what happens Monday, meaning what just happened. Will America survive or not? That's just one example of the kind of things that the judge is saying. You have a First Amendment right, but it's not unlimited.
How is it not unlimited? That's a lie. And this judge, Chutkin, Tanya Chutkin, is black. So think about that. You got a black female judge from a foreign country in your courts in America. What do you think going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? And she's going after a white man. Probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, white man in the country at the time, this time. And you put a black foreigner female on your court. This woman needs to be, her judge license needs to be taken away from her and shipped back to her asshole country. This is so wrong that there's nothing right about it. And white people, at some point, y'all need to speak up and get involved running for office in the right way. There's a right way to get involved and a wrong way. And you're just letting these people destroy your own country. Haven't you heard what happened in Europe and South Africa and other places? And being silent and not getting involved is not going to solve it. I would suggest you get involved before you get angry, because if you wait to get angry, you're going to get involved in the wrong way. You're going to act out in the wrong way, and that's what they want. They want you mad so you can overreact, and they'll destroy you. This Tanya Chutkin is an evil, bitter, nasty female who should not be in our country. How are you going to tell the president that he doesn't have the freedom of speech? Oh, because you can get away with it. That's why you're going to do it. We told you about this stupid judge, Chutkin, before. This is from WFTV. Tanya Chutkin was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Think about that. Jamaica is a hellhole country, and this woman, this female, is in my country, sitting in our court system, making judgment on Americans. This woman is from Jamaican. She should not, if we let her look this way toward America, she should not be involved in decision-making in America. Why do you think she left Jamaica? Oh, she left because of the paradise. Paradise. Watch this clip right now about this woman. It has no sound, but that's her. Look at that evil, nasty Satan daughter sitting on our courts making this decision about Donald Trump. And I know y'all put her there because she's evil. And you know that evil come through the woman, so you put her there and so she can destroy America and rebuild it in the image of Jamaica. That was her right there. How is freedom of speech not full? CNN has reported that Judge Chutkin said he does not have the right, referring to Trump. He does not have the right to say and do exactly what he pleases. Says the woman, the female from Jamaica, in America making that kind of decision. What else do you need to happen in this country for you to say no and vote these people out, ship them back to their country, and you take over, running the court system and stuff? What else do you need? to happen. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. This female is telling Trump, you can't come in on the trial. The man who was running for president and all accounts is beating out Joe Biden and Joe Biden's mama. And they're going to shut him down, or try, because he'll get around it, but they're going to try to shut him down during a campaign. They're just making up stuff. A foreigner. People come here from other countries, they bring that environment that they left with them because that environment is inside of them. It's in them. The environment that you create around you came from inside of you. It didn't start from the outside. It came from within first. And these foreigners in our court system and in our government, they're bringing the same environment that they had in their foreign country. Nothing changed. That should be illegal. That should be a law that says no foreigner can run or participate in our government, period. And Lord, poor Biden. Don't blame Joe Biden. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Joe Biden is just there. Joe Biden need a nap. Joe Biden need a hug. And a nap. And Joe Biden appears to be used. Somebody is controlling, it appears, controlling Joe Biden like 90 going north. I don't know if you saw it or not, but Joe Biden was on 60 Minutes this past Friday night. Sunday night. This past Sunday night. And he was led to water. They led him to water and they drank the water for him and pretended that he was drinking the water, that he found his way to the water stream and he was drinking it, but he wasn't. The Wall Street Journal is reported that Biden appeared on 60 Minutes to discuss a number of topics. Donald Trump called out the softball questions and what each one of those questions contained. Watch this from Truth Social.
The show 60 Minutes should be ashamed of themselves. They just interviewed crooked Joe Biden and led him along like a lost child. Each question contained the answer.
It sure did. It sure did. It's amazing to me to watch, to stand back and have a little space between me and the president, Donald Trump, and to watch what's happening, to watch this man deal with evil. It's just mind-blowing. It's so rewarding in many ways. And so he's right about 60 Minutes. I want to let you see if Trump was right or not for yourself. Watch this from 60 Minutes.
Rarely does a president confront so much peril. The catastrophe in Israel, the war in Ukraine. It had been a rough week, and we could see it on him. Mr. Biden will be 81 next month, and he has said that when he's tired, his lifelong stutter can creep back in. Is getting the American hostages back safely among your highest priorities now?
Of course it is.
Because of what we're seeing in the Middle East, is the threat of terrorism in the United States increased?
Yes.
There are about 2 million people in Gaza. Are you asking Israel to establish a humanitarian corridor in that area or get humanitarian supplies?
Yes, our team is talking with them about that.
You would like to see a humanitarian corridor that allows some of the 2 million Gazans out of the area?
Yes.
You would like to see humanitarian supplies brought into Gaza?
Yes.
Do you believe that Hamas must be eliminated entirely?
Yes, I do.
And I wonder, what is your message to Hezbollah and its backer, Iran?
Don't.
Don't come across the border. Don't escalate this war.
That's right.
Wow. Say don't, Joe. Say don't 3 times. Say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. And Joe Biden is not looking tired because he's been busy dealing with issues. Joe Biden is old, and he reminds me of my father, who my father developed Alzheimer's. I don't know if that's what he has or not, but he sure reminds me of it. My father forgot things. Grandpa, people tell me about the good old days. People are saying, the Christians are saying that they are waiting for Armageddon to happen. They are waiting. I keep waiting, waiting for the world to change. Keep on waiting. They're waiting for Armageddon. Look like Armageddon is already happening. Have you looked around lately? It looked like Armageddon is already in the making. In the same way that the kingdom of heaven has already come, and that Christ has already returned, and the people are still waiting. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting for Christ. Well, the wait is over. Christ is here, but he's inside of you. They're still waiting. It's like there are some Jews waiting for a Messiah to come or something like that. And the Messiah has already come. They were looking at the Messiah. They're like, what the? They were expecting something else. The Christians are still waiting for Jesus to return. And then someday, by and by, they're going to have peace on earth. When peace is already here. But it's inside of you. It's inside of each individual. And the thing about it, until you, as an individual, take control of you, your own world, you won't even know it. You will not know it because you refuse to take control as an individual and look within, work on you. You're a crowd pleaser. You're a hoarder. You know how people jealous so much junk and stuff like that? Is that word hoarder? Oh, you're a hoarder. You're gaining knowledge. And more knowledge, and more knowledge, and more knowledge, even though it's driving you crazy. And you're looking yonder, and over yonder, and over yonder, and back there, and in the future for Christ. And Christ has already come. The kingdom of heaven and all you ever need is already with you. But you're letting the devil kill your present, steal your present, and give you a false future or a false past or both. 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Your phone calls and super chats. A quick break. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. So, announcement at 9 a.m. thehakereport.com from 9 to 11. Thehakereport.com. And at 11 a.m. today, every Tuesday, Joel Friday TV. Joel Friday TV. At 11 a.m. Pacific time. He black. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. At 12 noon Pacific time. And the latest form this Thursday, tomorrow night, ladies. For ladies only, every Thursday night of the month. Women's forum. Women's forum at 7 p.m., ladies. And for personalized shout-outs. Shout out! Birthdays, for personal shout out. Birthdays, wedding, anniversary, encouragement, congratulations, whatever it may be. Congratulations, y'all finally divorced. You can go to Cameo, and I will do them for you. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And yes, I do sign all the books. All my books that are ordered from rebuildingtheman.com/store, rebuildingtheman.com/store, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. I will sign them. From Rage to Responsibility, the first book I wrote. From Rage to Responsibility. I was so young. What the? And then Scam, how the black leadership exploits black America. And then the 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, family, and financial success guide. Amazing little pocket guide. And last but not least, the antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. I will sign them all. Amazing books, by the way. And Lord knows, if ever we needed a healing in America and around the world, but especially America, America first, it's now. It was interesting to watch this guy spoon feed Joe Biden a question. You want some water? Yes. You need a nap? Yes. What do you want to say to the person that's bringing you the water? Don't Don't. Don't. You ready to go home? Yes. Can you find your own house? No. Do you realize you're having an interview right now? No. He was spoon feeding the guy like nothing going north. Before I go to the calls, and I'm going to get to all your calls, I want you to see this for yourself again. This guy on 60 Minutes this past Sunday so-called interviewing Joe Biden. I want to replay that, Hassan. Watch how this guy is spoon-feeding. There's no conversation, no real question at all. Just yes, no. In my mind, and I'm probably wrong, but I can imagine somebody standing over there behind the guy doing the talk and showing Joe Biden these big cards with the letter no, yes, and he just looking at no. Watch this.
Rarely does a president confront so much peril. The catastrophe in Israel, the war in Ukraine. It had been a rough week, and we could see it on him. Mr. Biden will be 81 next month, and he has said that when he's tired, his lifelong stutter can creep back in. Is getting the American hostages back safely among your highest priorities now?
Of course it is.
Because of what we're seeing in the Middle East, is the threat of terrorism in the United States increased?
Yes.
There are about 2 million people in Gaza. Are you asking Israel to establish a humanitarian corridor in that area or get humanitarian supplies?
Yes, our team is talking with them about that.
You would like to see a humanitarian corridor that allows some of the 2 million Gazans out of the area?
Yes.
You would like to see humanitarian supplies brought into Gaza?
Yes.
Do you believe that Hamas must be eliminated entirely?
Yes, I do.
And I wonder, what is your message to Hezbollah and its backer, Iran?
Don't.
You
Don't come across the border. Don't escalate this war.
Yes.
That's right.
You need a break to go to the bathroom right now? Yes. You coming back? I don't know. Amazing. Let me go to Rob, our first-time caller out of Wyoming. Rob, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for playing that clip of Joe Biden, because that relates to my question this morning.
Okay.
So I've been doing the silent prayer for almost a year now. I forgave my mother back in February, and things have been great. You know, my life has really improved, but I woke up angry this morning. I started with a dream that got me angry, and then I started getting angry at the world. You know, all this stuff going on with how crazy our president is, and all these wars breaking out. And I'm arguing with my parents through this anger, you know, which is kind of interesting. Like, whenever I get angry at the world, I argue with my parents because they voted for this guy, you know? And one, I just think that's interesting. I kind of want to hear what you think about that. But also, it's like, well, where does that end? And, you know, what do you do with that?
With what?
With that anger, if the way it persists, and the whole idea that I'm getting angry at my parents, you know, it just seems crazy. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, to be honest with you.
So you live with your parents?
No, I don't.
And so did you call them up and argue with them?
No, I haven't talked to them about politics in almost a year and a half now, because it would just be me arguing with them.
And so you argue with them in your mind?
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And do you want to be angry?
No, of course not. You know, the thing is, it's like...
And did you make yourself angry?
Yeah, well, I had to... it's funny because I haven't been angry in a long time, probably 6 months.
And did you make yourself become angry this time?
It was a dream. I was sleeping. I had a dream that somebody was telling me to do something at work,
I
and
had
I
a
was like,
dream.
I do what I own. I do what I want, you know. And then I woke up.
And did you
and
make
then-
yourself get angry?
Yes.
How did you make yourself get angry?
For whatever reason, okay, so I woke up and I looked at my phone and I looked on Twitter and then I just saw the world falling apart. You know?
And
so there
how
was anger.
did you make yourself get angry? What are the steps that you did to make yourself get angry?
Well, when I'm thinking about, you know, how Joe Biden's ruined the country or you know, how these wars are breaking out, I'm kind of presenting that my point of view to my parents. For whatever reason, that's like, you know, if I'm making an argument how things ought to be or how I wish they were.
Do you want to be angry?
No, I don't.
You don't want to be. And so if you don't want to be angry, why do you get angry?
I don't know. It must be something to do with my ego or the desire to win an argument. I don't know.
And how did you don't want to be angry, but you became angry anyway. How did you make yourself angry? What are the steps you did to do something that you didn't want to do? You didn't want to be angry, but you said you made yourself angry anyway. How did you do that?
I think I was looking at the news.
You were looking at the news.
Yeah.
And the news made you angry?
Yeah.
And how did the news make you angry?
Well, maybe I didn't understand why my family would vote for the president.
How did the news make you angry? Because all you were doing was looking at the news. The news wasn't there. You were looking at something. How did the news make you angry if the news wasn't there?
It just looks like a slow-moving train wreck.
But how did it make you angry, though? You're looking at a movie. You're looking at something on television or internet. How is looking at something making you angry?
Oh, I don't know, Jesse. I really don't know. That's why it caught me off guard. That's why I called in this morning.
Right. Is it possible that you are not making you angry?
Yeah. Is it possible that I'm making myself angry?
That you're not. That you're not making yourself angry.
What would the alternative be?
Just think about this. You don't want to be angry, right? Anger is evil, right? You don't want to be angry, but yet you say you make yourself angry. Why do you make yourself angry if you know anger is evil and it's not something you want to do? Is it possible something else is making you angry?
Yeah, it's a demonic spirit within me.
And so why do you call it you then? Why do you say, I make myself angry, if you know that it's a demonic spirit that made a home in you?
Right. That
was a question.
Because I get confused by it. That's why. Because I've heard you say that before, and now that you just said that, it's like, okay, yeah, I confused what's not me with me.
Right. And why do you keep doing that?
Because it's a hard lesson to learn, I think.
Why not catch yourself in the act and realize the moment you start saying, I'm angry, I'm mad at my mom and my dad, I'm mad about the world, I'm mad. Why not catch yourself and realize, you know what, that's not me getting mad. That doesn't even make sense. I don't want to be mad. Why would I make myself mad? Why not catch it in the act and stop?
You know, I think, honest answer to that question, Jesse, I think some of this has to do with the fact that it came in a dream. When I'm awake and that kind of thought pattern happens, I'm like, oh, this is a thought. This is a lie, you know? So if I have some kind of anger that's creeping up when I'm awake, it's like, that's not me. That's not me. But something about the fact that this just happened in a dream while I was sleeping.
Well, you were just like you were who you are when you're not asleep. You're falling unconscious in your sleep, and you still believe it's you happening, and it's not. You're just falling unconscious. Eventually, if you stay with it, you won't go unconscious when you sleep. You will sleep in a stage of consciousness, and you'll have the best sleep you ever had. But you're just going unconscious while you sleep. That's all it is.
Right. And the other thing is, Jesse, I think maybe another reason is, I'm thinking that I'm getting over this and I'm getting better. Like, wow, this whole silent prayer thing's working.
If you're thinking that you're getting over, then you're not getting over it, because thinking is keeping you. All you're doing is creating another false image. But getting over it, when you're getting it over, there is no thinking about it at all. It just is. And a person that's walking in the spirit of the Father is not thinking. You don't think about it. You're just free. And there's nothing to think about.
Right.
So just be patient and stop identifying with it. When you see the news, when somebody attack you or whatever happens, just know this is not you. And don't go with it. You got to stop going with it. You got to stop letting evil steal your present, the moment, the now away from you, and give you a false illusion of the future or past. You got to watch it so it doesn't steal you from now. Everything you are, everything you want, everything you need, all the answers are always right here, right now. The truth is always with you, but you're letting the spirit of evil steal the moment away from you, the present, by going along with thoughts.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's something. It's incredible. I feel like I've heard you say that so many times before in different ways, and for whatever reason, I got tricked.
Yeah, you just believed the thought because you didn't see them coming. They took you over before you realized, and they gave you a feeling of anger, a feeling of why they voted for Joe Biden, and you went along with it rather than observing it.
Right. That's incredible. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jesse.
Are you doing this? You're welcome. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. And it'll start, the darkness will start to, it's already disappearing, but if you stay with it, the light get brighter and the darkness get weaker, and the darkness will have to disappear.
Absolutely, Jesse. I've noticed less and less anger it's been dramatic. It's been a dramatic few months since starting the silent prayer and forgiving my mother and that whole thing. So I thank you for everything you're doing and the message you're putting out there.
You're welcome. And never call the darkness you again. Don't call anger I. Don't call sadness I. Don't call fear I. Don't call loneliness I. Don't call anything I anymore. You want to die from those false eyes, those false identities.
Absolutely.
All right?
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, and that's a great background that the Anchor Baby did.
I know.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
He's very talented. Hake was in here a few minutes and he saw it. He like, that's too busy for me. I like the first one. I'm like, what the?
He layered 3 different images in there. There's the tree, there's the moon, the house. There's a lot of different things going on there.
There are
he's
2
an artist.
houses. There's one way in the background like a castle, and then there's a small house right below it, and the trees and the clouds and the smoke and the moon and the bats in the belfry.
I'll make sure he's not smoking something.
Evidently.
Yeah, that was a great fellowship, by the way, this past Sunday, too.
It was amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Jesse. Absolutely. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. Stay with it.
Will do.
Okay. Super chat. Super.
Chats.
Hi.
I forgot to let you know
Whatever.
in advance. What the?
Elise Aurelian bought a coffee. Hi, Jesse. I watched the interview on the Fallen State last episode and with the Muslim Lantern. And this showed me a lot I need to know about this religion's.
Nice.
The funny thing is also that you ask these kinds of questions to a lot of them.
Right.
Yep.
I want people to see. I mean, you know, like, if you don't see, that's fine, right? But I want people to know the best way to heaven is to be able to see. And we are all identified with something outwardly, and we think that that's it, and it's just not. I'm a Muslim. I'm like, you're Muslim? That's just a religion. It's not who you are. But he was a nice guy, too. I have to say, I totally enjoyed talking to him. To the point, I'm hoping that we can have him back. But he was like so identified with being a Muslim. It kind of reminded me of the Christian religion. They are Christian. And they have identified with it, now they try to make it happen. It reminded me of the, what's the name, that cruel religion that if you don't want to be in it no more, your family turn against you?
Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah. Oh, my God. If you ain't no Jehovah, we ain't going to talk to you. Your whole family, everybody will turn against you. They have identified with this religion, and it ain't even working. So that's why I do that. I want people to see, because once they see, ain't no unseen. Once you see, truly see, not intellectually. You hear it intellectually, but you let it go so you can truly see. Thank you.
Sho Sugino with a coffee. Hey, Jesse, I don't see any black Hebrew Israelites going off to Israel to join their army to fight. Do you?
That's right. Black Israelite Netanyahu needs you. How come y'all won't go over there and help the Jews? Are you a black Israelite? What the? That's a very good point. Thank you.
I have books that are amazing donated a diamond. Can you play that clip of that Polish man again? Maybe from yesterday.
What Polish man? What was it about?
I don't know. He doesn't say.
You remember Hassan?
I do not.
Oh, the base Polish man talking about immigration.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I ain't letting them over here.
Nice.
We will at some point. Thank you. We have to find it.
Urinal Chills is a monthly supporter on Rumble saying, what the?
What the? Thank you.
Raul G with a coffee. You know that woman that used to be a child once? James Hake. Hashtag he said. She's quoting me.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Gregory DeRosa with 5 coffees. That was an amazing point yesterday when you said we start worshiping other things, creating that expectation, then judging when it doesn't go our way. What a mess.
What a mess. I got to take a break. We'll finish when I come back. And your phone calls. 2 more hours to go. Hate news. Not the fake news, but the hate news. The guy with the good hair. And what is James Hate wearing today? Wait and see. We got to take a break. 2 more hours to go. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy. They're miserable. They have rough lives. They're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that. Out of one counseling session, If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
The purposeful replacement of our population in America. It's a shame. Trump stands in the way. Crooked Joe is going to Israel, meanwhile, and Bill Ford specifically, is against those commie strikes. He says, stop it. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, October 17th, 2023, AD. Stay tuned for hour two. JLP will be right back to the rest of the Super Chats and your calls and more great stories. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Women's Forum is third Thursday of the month. Ladies, at 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles. That's October 19th, 2023, 7 p.m. at Bond. Trump against the invasion. Our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, on according to Commie Nonsense Network on Monday, said that if he were elected again to the White House, making it white on the inside again rather than black on the inside, he would reinstate and expand the travel ban on people from predominantly Muslim countries, suspend refugee resettlements, and aggressively deport those whom he characterized as having jihadist sympathies. He cited the Hamas attacks on Israel as the reason for his hardline immigration policies. President Trump also said he would ban travel from Gaza, Syria, Somalia, Yemen, Libya, or anywhere else that threatens our security. Separately, the evil federal government, reached a deal with the ACLU that will prevent the separation of migrant families under a zero-tolerance policy, like the controversial, meaning on the way to reasonable, measure that the Trump administration pursued. That's right. Yesterday, the evil ACLU lawyers representing thousands of so-called families separated at the southern border under the Trump administration they reached an agreement with the Biden administration, according to the far-left females at the Skim. More than 4,000 illegals will be allowed to stay in the United States with a special asylum request process, work, and receive legal assistance and more, but no payment of monetary damages. The policy of separating families, so-called families, was used under our greatest president's administration till June 2018 to deter illegals from crossing the United States, but it led to public communist backlash from mama meddlers. Some family units were reunited, so-called family, but others, it's been years, as parents were deported without their supposed children. Officials reportedly said more than 3/4 of those separated have been reunited or given a subversive pathway to reunite. However, the so-called judge overseeing the case is still to sign off on the agreement, expected to approve it. Crooked Joe going to Israel. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports President Joe Biden will make an extraordinary wartime visit to Israel on Wednesday. Tomorrow, dramatic show of support for the country as it works to eliminate Hamas. Aides said Biden had expressed a strong interest in making the journey after being invited over the weekend by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whom Biden has known for 4 decades. What else? His top national security and intelligence advisors are now clearing security risks for the trip. Biden's also pressing for ways to ease humanitarian suffering in Gaza. Joke of a Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Monday, the U.S. and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations, MAMAs, to reach civilians from the war-torn region. Protect war journalists. CNN says at least 15 so-called journalists are among the thousands killed since the onset of the Israel-Hamas war, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists. Now the leaders are encouraging all parties in the region, urging them to respect the media and ensure the safety of journalists, as many are risking their lives in the conflict zones to keep the world informed. Why do we need to know? So we can meddle? I don't know. I wonder if they spoke out against Antifa, who attack journalists, so-called journalists regularly. Mr. Ford on the commie strikes. Stop this now. That is a quote from Bill Ford, according to Common Nonsense Network, executive chair of Ford Motor Company, calling on unionized auto workers, non-workers, to stop the strikes and bring an end to talks or risk some factory closures. What a mess. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. And throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also, you satisfied with that one? We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. So Nick came in and it's changed the background. Babe. Babe. That's nice, though. What, you like that one?
It's all right.
Which one you like best? The first, the one he just took down, or this one?
I love them all the same.
No, you don't. Now you're lying.
You're fine-tuning it.
That's what you had at first.
Nice.
Anyway, uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-773-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. The biblical question for this week. The biblical question. What is the boomerang in your life? What is the boomerang in your life? You ever thought about that? What's the boomerang in my life? What the? Amazing. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about anywhere in the world, anywhere, around the world, or if you're a flat earther, up and down the world. So Hake has the flat earth. He's a member now. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, honorary member of the Flat Earth Society.
He got a plaque. It says, the Flat Earth Society, honorary member of the Flat Earth Society. Are you a flat earther?
No.
Is it showing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. James Hake, an honorary member to the Flat Earth Society for his tireless effort in promoting the flat earth to people all over the world.
Nice.
Signed by the president and the secretary.
That's pretty good reading from that far away.
I can see far off, but I can't see. I can see close up, but I see better.
Is that considered nearsighted or farsighted?
Farsighted.
Farsighted means you can see far?
Yes.
But not near?
Yes.
Nice.
I can see near.
Right. It's just not as clear.
But I have to do this.
You have to squint. Yeah, that was from your super chatter. So you know, he sent this to me.
Was he just playing?
No, he's not playing.
Is he a flat earther?
I believe so.
Nah, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Does that mean you're not a Christian anymore?
I'm always a Christian. That's what I am.
But don't Christians believe the earth is round?
Yeah, Christians know that it's a ball. It's obviously a globe.
Joel Friday said you're a traitor.
But I do promote it tirelessly. I do tirelessly promote the flat earth by arguing with them.
Oh.
Every time I go to the beach, I look at the horizon. It's an obvious globe.
What, do they want their plat back now?
No. I mean, since I'm promoting it,
Oh, I see.
even by counter-signaling it, I'm giving them attention.
Anyway, you can get involved if you're out and about by calling the listen line and listen to the show on your iPhone, iPad by calling 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on cozy.tv/JLP, cozy.tv/JLP, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP, buymeacoffee.com/JLP, and rebuildingdemand.com. Rebuildingdemand.com. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show on Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
That is mind-blowing. He black. I rest my case.
Wow.
It means I love the country. It means I'm fighting for the country.
Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me.
I look at two things, globalists and nationalists. I'm somebody that wants to take care of our country.
Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go to the busy phones real. Let me go to Tony out of California. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How you be?
All is well, Tony.
Very good, very good. I see that we fight the Israel and is fighting Hamas and within his own country. What are your views on that? Because your greatest president, Donald Trump, saying that he's saying that Hamas are really good people. So what are your views on that?
My views on what?
On the war in Pakistan and Israel.
War is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. It's unfortunate in that the people on both states, both sides of that border, Israel and Palestine, the people are not for war. But because they're not in control, they are being suffered and used for war. And war, for the most part, exceptions to the rule, I'm sure once in a while there's some time to defend yourself. But war is about power, perceived power, and money. And it's no different than we're at war in America. And it's all about power and money. It's all about the ego.
Well, wouldn't you say that since you mentioned power and money, that these people are more into that than they are humanity or caring for other people? That God wants us to love one another and love and help one another? Wouldn't you say that?
Well, God doesn't want us to help one another. He wants us to love one another. But there is no love in the world today.
Oh, no love in the world today.
Right.
Okay. Well, sometimes, I listen to you just on a regular basis. I've been listening to you for over a decade now. But the thing is, you be contradicting yourself a lot. You know.
Give me an example.
Okay, like today, you were saying something about have control of yourself, but yet you was telling in another day or another show that you can't change yourself.
You can't.
You can't change yourself, but you can control yourself.
You can watch yourself being out of control, and in watching it, you become in control. It's a paradox, not a contradiction.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Once you see that you're out of control, then you will become in control.
But you said that you cannot change your life.
You can't.
You cannot change yourself.
Absolutely. And it's you. Not only can you not change yourself, it's not even you that has caused and is causing you to go out of control.
Okay, thank you. Hold it 1 second. So every time you speak against the blacks are doing this, the blacks are destroying that. So it really ain't. It's not the blacks that's doing it. It's the out of control that's in them.
Yes.
It's not the evil.
It's the angry, evil spirit that's inside of them that made a home in them when they were born through their mother. Their mother recreated them. Their mothers recreated them in their image, and they have been told that it's the white man. They've been told it's slavery, and they've been told it's Jim Crow, and they've been told they need more money. They need this, when it's really the spirit of the mother, which is evil.
So it's in all of us, not just blacks. It's in all human beings, correct?
Every human being, because every human being is born through the woman. The only person that did not have that was Jesus Christ, because he was not born of the woman, he was born of God.
But he was born through the woman, correct?
No, he came through her, but not of her. And that's why when you return, to the Father, when you're born again, you're born of the Father. And you no longer have the nature. You're no woman, you no longer you no longer have nature over there. You no longer have the nature.
You ran out of answers.
Are you going to be quiet? Let me make the point, and then you can say something?
No, you're not going to let me make a point, but go ahead.
And you no longer, every man and woman must be born of the Father and of the spirit of the Father, and then they'll overcome the spirit of the woman, which is evil.
So once again, Jesse, the book that you hold in your hand and promotes sometimes that Jesus was born through the Virgin Mary, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why you just said that he wasn't?
Because he was, though he came through the woman, he was born of the Father.
Okay, well, you can flip it like you want.
They didn't have sex. He didn't have sex to make the baby. So he was not born of the woman. He was created from the spirit, the nature, the direct identity of the Father. And when you're born again of the Father, that's what you have. You will become the direct spirit of the Father and no longer the spirit of the mother, which is of evil. And it's not the mother's spirit, but it's that thing that made a home in her that she passed on to the children.
So let me ask you this, Justin. I'm going to be done with it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All things came through God, right?
I'm sorry?
All things were created by God.
All things were created by God. No.
What wasn't created by God, Jesse?
The spirit of Satan.
Where did that come from, Jesse?
He decided to want to be God.
Well, where he get that idea from, Jesse?
Straight out of his ego.
Where his ego come from, Jesse? Who created Satan?
The Father.
Have a good day.
The
You can't.
Father
I know you don't want to answer
created.
that.
The Father
Excuse me?
created. The Father created the devil.
Okay.
But when he
So all
created
things
him,
were created
when he
by God,
created
correct?
him, he wasn't the devil when he was created. He was a bright shining star.
So once again, Justin.
And he decided that he wanted to be his own God. You know how you won't accept the truth, you love the lie, you won't forgive and return to the Father because you have decided that you want to be your own God. As a result of that, Satan is your God.
Okay, Justin. I allow you to throw them punches because that's what the devil do. When the devil can't win something, he started throwing punches.
What punching?
But I understand your disposition.
What punches?
The punches you just judge me saying that I don't know God.
You don't, because if you knew God, you wouldn't be asking these silly questions about God.
No, these are silly questions.
Those are silly questions.
This is about
those
you.
are questions that coming from a person.
As a propaganda,
Those are questions that coming from a male that does not know God.
Well, but you do. That's what you're saying. You're on that airway and lie each and every day, but you know God.
What I lie about?
Oh man, come on! Can I tell one particular story before you hang up, or you hang up on me in the middle of my story?
No, just tell me one thing I lied about real fast. I got tons of calls.
When you said you was gonna move from there to a new building, and you still in that same building, but you made $300,000 from that lie. Have a good day, Justin.
Somebody jealous.
Ain't no jealous. You's a liar.
Your evil spirit is showing, buddy.
You's a liar, Justin.
Oh, my God. Thank you,
You's
Tony.
a liar, Justin.
Okay. Says the devil himself. 888-77-53773. Josh, a first-time call out of Mississippi. Hey, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
All is well.
Man, it's good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Well, I won't keep you long. I'm actually in Alabama right now. I'm from Mississippi. I've moved to Alabama. Your home state. But,
sweet home, Alabama.
That's right. A little further south, closer to the water. But the question I have is, I've recently. Well, my life's been changed once. For one, from you waking me up and let no man teach you. You know, so. You've reminded me of things that I've known, and it's been amazing. So, my question is I've recently, I don't really go to a church, but there's a little gathering of some older people that I was invited to. I'm a contractor, and I mean, it's been months ago when they told me about it, and I just all of a sudden went a few Sundays ago, but I was approached by the 70 AD theory of Christ's return then. And I've never even heard of that, you know, as far as the speculation or the maybe true, I don't know. But have you had any thoughts on that or opinion?
Are you saying 70 AD Christ will return?
Right. They said that we can't be waiting on Christ to return because he already returned in 70 AD, you know, at the fall or at the destroying of the temple.
Well, I don't know about the 70 AD thing, but I do know that Christ has returned, but he lives within you. And that happened when he was on the cross. And he said that it was done. And what that meant, what he meant by that is that the devil has been defeated. He has no power. Christ took the sting out of death, and that we don't have to die anymore. And we don't sin anymore because Christ sacrificed and got us back. He bought us back. We're now owned by God, but most people just don't know it at this point. But we are free, and we don't know it because everything has been done. The evil spirit has been conquered.
And I know, I don't believe, I know that that's true because once the kingdom of heaven is within, and once we get out of our own way and just submit 100%, and that was my problem, is not submitting 100%. And then my heart was changed. I went and apologized, man, and it was unbelievable. So it's or forgave for not apologize,
Right.
but just forgave. And I didn't even realize all those years I was holding on to something that wasn't mine to hold on to, you know.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable. And I just try to spread the word of, and it's so simple. Once we do forgive, it is life changes, man. And it's like I have a whole new life starting about 4 years ago, and it is unexplainable. But
well, God said that His ways were simple, His ways are easy, His burdens are light, and that is what happened once you return to the Father. Your burdens become light, your ways become easy and simple, and so
and that is
right.
truth.
Yeah.
That is nothing but truth, man. And his plans for us is much greater than what we could ever have imagined for ourselves.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We screw it all up, you know, without. Well, I mean, and you know, there was a little phrase that a lot of us have been guilty of saying, that God will never put on you more than you can handle, which is the complete opposite of true.
Yes.
You know, he puts on. There is always more than you can handle, because He's going to show you got to have Him. You know, and that. You know, of ourselves we are nothing, of ourselves we could do nothing. So if once we think that we can do anything without Him, then He'll show you just how much we are.
Even then, He doesn't put anything on you. He allow it to happen because you're not watching what's going on with yourself. So He allowed it to happen in hopes that it'll wake you up and make you cry out to Him.
Yeah, just like Job, I guess, would be a good example. But that was my first time hearing that, and you know, it was kind of strange for a couple Sundays. You know, I'm like, I was agreeing. I'm like, the kingdom of heaven's within. Christ is here. He's within us all. You know, that accept, and that's the only choice we have, is to accept good or evil. And I mean, if we choose Christ, then it is bliss. This is heaven, you know. And
when He said it was done, it was done then. Everything was done.
Right.
We've been bought back. We're neither sinners nor saints. We're neither right nor wrong. We're neither good nor evil. And we are to just live and let the light guide us.
Okay. And when I heard that date, I was like, man, I've never put a date on it.
Yeah, don't put a date on it.
You know?
You're right
I mean,
about
that's putting, right. You know, I'm not putting a title or a date or anything. I just know that Christ is within me and I am in heaven. You know, like this is heaven for me. But
that's right. That's right.
And I will say that my wife has, she rebelled and she pushed against it for the longest time. And then I guess not even my words, but just living truth, you know, and no hate, no anger or resentment. It's converted. I'm not going to say converted, but it's made her submit. And she said that I wanted to submit. You know, that's what she searched for her whole life, is submitting to, you know, to her father, and then for a true man to be her leader, you know. And it's not a power thing, but it's a spiritual thing, and it's our duty, you know. And I understand that now, and I'm able to do that for her, you know.
That's what every woman on this side of heaven want. Every woman wants a man that she can obey. And they don't find it, but that's what they want. And so I totally understand.
Of all people, my wife, when she told me that, you know, you would never have, if you would have known her before, you know, that's the last thing that would have come out of her mouth until she realized that this is truth. And I mean, I didn't try to boss her or control her. I just led by, you know, as Christ was leading me, and she just really submitted and was like, this is what I've been searching for my whole life, and I cannot believe that God put this for me. We've been married 20 years.
Amazing. Well, sometimes it takes 50 years, and then you see a little glimpse in your wife, and then you die. So you lucky it happened 20 years.
I know, right? Maybe I'll get, at least I've got a few years out of it. You know,
yeah.
I mean, my luck, I'll die, or a couple of days later I'll die, but I've enjoyed heaven for a little while before, you know, so it's, man, I want to get in on a counseling session with you. I'll give you guys a call back. And I'd like for her to sit in so we could just chop it up with you, man. We love you, bro.
Thank you. Let me ask, what did your mother say? How did she respond or react when you went and forgave her?
Well, I'll tell you that my mom was she accepted. My grandmother and grandfather raised me.
Oh, okay.
But and they were a very good example, but none of us are perfect. And bro, my grandfather's since passed, or he's passed before I woke up, and I went to my grandmother, and just like you say, man, if you want to see the hell or then Satan come out, you forgive a woman. And my sweet little grandmother that plays the organ and piano in our family church, that I grew up in. Right. Man, what did you got to forgive me for? And I'm like, get behind me, Satan. I'm sorry, and then I simply was like, is anyone perfect? Or is anyone perfect, Grandma? And she's like, no. And I said, well, that's why I forgive you. I apologize for resenting you. And she was just like, you little Barbara, and you could just tell that. But she came around, and I'm like, well, you better be glad my grandpa's not here because he put you back in check, But
amazing. Well, nice.
Yeah, man, it is amazing, brother. And I love you guys so much, man. And keep on doing that work, and I look forward to speaking to you guys again.
Absolutely. Stay with it, Josh. Stay with it.
Man, I will, brother. I pray without ceasing all day because I don't know nothing I'm doing. I'm a contractor, and I don't have a clue. I'm led, and I just, I know it's the right way. So
right on.
It's amazing, my man. All right, brother.
All right.
Y'all have a great day.
You too, Josh. Good to hear from you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Bye. Amazing. Waking up around the world. Every human being can wake up. If every human being woke up right now, everybody would lay down their weapon. I'm telling you the truth. Every human being is possessed by evil or by good. You are not in control of the way you think or anything. Why? You don't know what's going on. You got to pay attention to every thought. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. No, you cannot be possessed by both. You can only be possessed by one. Evil or good. They cannot live in the same house. No, only one or the other. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chats. Got some biblical question responses from.
Nice. What is the boomerang in your life? What's the boomerang in your life?
Me Incorporated, Michael, over on X says chemical dependency, mainly cigarettes.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Scott Dunn says, my ego, it's a paradox. In silent prayer as I watch myself, that is throwing the boomerang inward, I cannot help but turn my thoughts outward to other people, seemingly missing myself. What the?
Amazing. Thank you.
Igor says, illusion of having control over everything.
Amazing. The one thing for sure, and without a doubt, we as human beings are not in control of anything. Not even the way we think. Because if you did, you wouldn't be thinking the way that you think. Amazing. Thank you.
Double Gribble says, I'm a Frisbee. As opposed to a boomerang.
Oh, thank you.
Cecilia says, my whole life is a boomerang.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anyway, Gregory DeRosa bought a coffee, 5 coffees specifically. Jesse, when you told Allah Awakbar on the fallen state that the only difference between Jesus and yourself was that he was born to a virgin and made perfect was disappointing. Get with the program, Jesse. Thanks.
Amazing. So what now?
He said the only difference between Jesus and yourself, you said, was that he was born to a virgin and made perfect was disappointing. Get with the program, Jesse. Thanks.
What does that mean?
That's not even what you said, actually, that I remember.
Oh.
Because he wasn't made perfect. He was born perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. I don't clearly understand the point you're making, but thank you.
Yeah. Being enlightened till I rise says Joe Biden robot on the prowl.
Amazing.
He's a monthly supporter on Rumble. He says, "Man, I wish Tony well. He don't seem so bad, just blind."
Yeah, he just can't see. Don't blame Tony from California. He just can't see. Amazing. Thank you.
Zuzu CC on with the coffee. Jesse, if one of your siblings' husbands trying to hit on you and call you and whenever you come around and make sexual remarks, will you tell the sibling or will you leave it alone?
I'll leave it alone. I would tell the man to back off and just leave it alone. You don't want to bring hell in somebody else's life. They got enough already. Quick break. Let me thank you for the super chat. We'll finish when we come back. And everything else. I disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
Thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind.
Love that country and western music. Really do. A lot of you love it. I hear from you all the time. I'm glad. Country and western music at one time was the way to go. And in the South, the Southern people appreciate it. It's so nice. 888-7753-773. Ladies Forum tomorrow night, ladies, at 7 p.m. So, Pacific time. Every Thursday night for ladies only. Let me do this. Hey, let's finish the super chat.
Okie dokie.
And then we'll get to the phone calls.
On Cash App, Bond JLP on Cash App, Chalice gave a number of Cash App donations saying thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Paul yesterday gave one no message. Come on, man. Says Beta. Love you, brother.
Nice.
And another Paul, not the other one was Pal. This one is Paul. Says God bless.
And God bless you. Thank you.
And thank you guys. That's all for now.
Thank you all. Amazing. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Giovanni, a first-time caller out of New York. Giovanni, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
How's it going?
All is well.
All right, I'm a big fan of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so I wanted to ask you how I should handle this, or if there's anything that I could do.
Okay.
It's kind of complicated. I'll try to make it simple. So I'm one of 4 other siblings, and I'm the only one that was raised alone by my dad. When my parents split up, my 2 older brothers were like 18, and they were already, doing their thing.
Okay.
And then I have a little sister, and she was raised by my mother. I feel like my brothers and my sister resent me for being raised alone by my father because my mom had some mental illnesses, and, that was due to some trauma and whatever in her life. Right. And I feel like they've made me like an outcast in the family, and I want to have a relationship with them, but it's met with a lot of, stuff that I can't really uncover. I wanted to know if you had an opinion on that.
When you ask them about it, what did they say? When you ask, why are you making me outcast, what did they say?
Well, I don't know if I ever really asked that.
Why not?
I feel like, I don't know. It's hard. It's not like it's very direct. It's just the relationship isn't there.
Well, why not ask so you can see what they're thinking? Because all thoughts are all lies all the time. And if you ask, at least you know what they're thinking. Then you see how to deal with it, what to do about it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And why haven't you asked?
I don't know. I guess I have tried to ask in some ways, and I just don't really have a straight answer. I'm trying to figure it out.
But you can't figure it out. And the feelings and the thoughts and the feelings you have, it might not be true because all thoughts are all lies all the time. So the feelings you're having is not telling you the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask him. Can I ask you one more question?
Let me ask this first. What does an outcast feeling feel like?
I just feel like I don't have that bond and relationship with my siblings that they have with each other. I'm like,
do you want it?
Yeah, of course I want it.
Why?
I don't know. Like, it's nice being close with family.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like Italian, so we like to be close with each other.
But there is no such thing as a close family.
Okay.
Because those families that are telling you that they're close, they're fighting one another like cats and dogs. They're not close. They're just pretending.
Mm-hmm.
So your idea about a close family doesn't exist.
Okay.
But anyway, I would suggest...
Kind of depressing.
I'm sorry?
I said that's kind of depressing.
Why?
I don't know. I like value relationships with people.
Why?
Especially family.
Why?
I thought everyone does.
Why?
I don't know.
Why did you think that?
It's just like how it is. Like, you want to be close with your siblings.
Why?
I really I don't know how to answer that.
So you want something, but you don't know why you want it.
It feels nice to be like loved with your family.
Have you ever had that with them before?
I have it with my father for sure.
Right, and you should have it with your father. But if you have it with your father, that means that nothing is missing. Why are you trying to get it with someone else?
Yeah. Okay. So
no, that was a question.
Oh, I don't know why I try to do that.
Because
that's kind of like
missing.
my second question I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
So, like I said, I moved out. My mom, I moved in with my dad when I was like 7 years old. My family split up.
Thank God your father took you and not your mama.
Yes. So I've noticed that. So I think, it's a big reason why they resent me. But anyway.
Did they say they resent you?
I've heard very unusual comments that show that they resent me, yes.
You heard comments from them that implies that they resent you?
Yes.
Then why didn't you ask then, you resent me? Why didn't you ask right then why you were in front of them?
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to, because it's like I have asked them, not directly like, hey, why do you resent me? Just like, why do you feel that way?
Why is it hard to ask that?
Yeah.
No, that was a question.
I'm processing it. I don't know. It's not hard. I guess I should be more direct.
Yeah. Well, anyway, finish your question.
So, like I told you, my parents split up when I was 7. I moved in with my dad, and my mother lived like an hour away from me for, she died recently, but she lived. Yeah, she did. So she lived an hour away, and I probably saw her 20 times in over like a course of 10 years, maybe 12 years, and I guess I felt like I have like abandonment issues, and it's difficult for me to deal with, like even in relationships with women. I just really freak out at like losing them, and I don't want to be that way.
Right.
It's pretty annoying, and it's hard to deal with. So.
And your question is what?
How should I maneuver getting over that and stop being so attached and like dealing with attachment issues?
Number one is, let me ask, describe for me what abandonment issue feel like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know. I was dating this girl. It was like a crappy relationship, and I could tell that she was like 1 foot out the door, and like I couldn't really comprehend that. I wanted to make her stay, and I don't know why I couldn't be happy with being alone. Like I have a lot of great things going for me, but I just place so much emphasis on it. It's like my ego feels like I'm failing, and I build people up in my head.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have, there's no such thing as abandonment issues. That's just another word, or words made up to cover up anger. You are angry, and anger is evil because it turns you away from life. It turns you away from the Father, from God. And so you are angry, and if you want to feel whole again, you got to overcome the anger. You must forgive your mother for whatever she did that she wasn't there to raise you, help your father raise you, and forgive your father for whatever things he may or may not have done while you were growing up. But you have anger issues. You got to overcome the anger.
Okay, alrighty.
Because in that anger, the imagination, which is all lies all the time about anything, it's telling you that, oh, you have abandonment issues. You have these issues. Your brothers and sisters don't like you. It's telling you lies and trying to encourage you to use outer things to make you feel whole within, and that's never going to work. If your brother and sister do have issues, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you, and it's their fault. As adults, they won't let it go, but it has nothing to do with you at all. They have to overcome their anger too. And as far as the family thing, Italian family, if you notice, the Italian is controlled by their mother. They are controlled by their mothers, and it's all centered around the mama. The mama has created them in her image, and she controls them in the same way all families of all cultures do. It's the same spirit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay.
And in that spirit, they don't have love for one another. They're not tight. They don't protect each other. They use each other. And when they can't use them anymore, they get angry. So they don't have love either. So that's just another false idea that you're having. Everything that you're looking for, Giovanni, everything you're looking for is inside of you. You must look within and not without. Because let's say that your brother or your sister say, okay, man, we love you. We're tight. We love you. You're still going to feel that like something is missing. It's not going to satisfy you. It won't make you whole.
Okay. All right.
Have you heard me say forgive your mother?
Yes, I have. And I forgave my mother while she was on her deathbed.
Oh, you told her?
So, yeah, she died a couple hours later.
Nice. What did you say to her?
I said, I forgive you. I know that it wasn't you.
Nice.
Yeah, she had like a very traumatic childhood, which I think is the reason why.
Every child has that. Every child has it.
Yeah, but this was extra, like with, I'm sure you can imagine.
No such thing as extra. Evil is evil is evil.
Mhm. Okay.
And how about your father? Do you have any issues with him?
I know my dad's like basically coddled me my entire life.
What does that mean?
Like we're just incredibly close. He's like my
okay.
best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Honestly, no, I'm not.
Or suffer and die? What the?
Okay, I will start doing the silent prayer.
Why haven't you been doing it? Just FYI.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've recently gotten back into religion. I've been in a fallen state for a long time, and I don't know.
But religion is not the answer either.
I mean, believing in God, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was like agnostic. Like I don't really know. Like looking at things very logically. Like it's all,
Right. Well, do the silent prayer, and every morning, every night. Rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer. rebuildingtheman.com/prayer or silentprayer.video. Because if you have gone and forgiven, you're on your way now. So if you do the silent prayer so that the light of the Father can bring you out of your thoughts, out of your imagination, and you just start observing them rather than believing them, you'll be fine. You just need to work on you at this point. Your problem is not outside, it's inside of you.
Okay.
You still
All right.
believe in the lies and thoughts and emotions.
Yeah, I agree.
So give that a try, and then the next time you see your brother and sister, if you want to know something, just ask. That's all.
Okay.
And don't assume. Don't assume.
All right.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. Would do anything else?
No, you want to hear my Donald Trump impression?
Yes.
Frankly, I'm on the phone with Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a great guy. He calls me the Great White Hope. I mean, really, this Jesse guy, he's a great guy. All right, that's it. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. Nice.
All right, take care. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. See how everybody have the same issue? It's a spiritual issue, folks. It doesn't matter if you're Italian, white, Muslim, Jew, Gentile, black, Chinese, Mexican. It's the same spirit. You're not your body. You're not your emotions. You're not your thoughts. And the devil tell everyone the same thing. He lied to you. Nick is better, you say? That was good, though. I'm going to have to hear the Anchor Baby. I think I've heard it before. Let me go to Derek out of Georgia. Derek, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, man.
Hey,
What's
Derek.
going on?
All is well.
Likewise. I was going to ask you about, you ever heard the passport bro saying?
The
term passport bro?
No, I haven't.
It's where men, because of how women act in America, they look for a woman outside of the States.
Oh, yeah.
More traditional type of woman.
Right.
And I was thinking about meeting this girl, and I was wondering if you thought not. I was told that it's not wise, but I don't really listen to anybody anyway. I take it in one ear and out the other,
right,
and just take what's useful, like you say.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to move forward. The boomerang in my life was my ex-wife. No matter how much I try to throw her away, she keeps trying to come back. And but I don't have no kids or anything. And I think I'm ready to try to settle down. And I was thinking about trying to get with a woman that is more, I want a traditional relationship, marriage, children. But then you hear that nowadays it's pointless in getting married. Government has too much control in it. But
And your question is what?
I guess I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway, but she talking about she showed me the receipts where she reserved a room and all that, and I'm wondering if I should offer to pay for anything to facilitate her coming. And if she did come, I was going to pay half of it for her without telling her. But what are your thoughts on that?
So this is a woman from another country?
Yes, sir.
What's the country?
Mother Russia.
Here's what I would recommend there, and I understand you're going to do what you want to anyway. I wouldn't do that. They're going to rip you off. It's about the money, and it's about becoming a citizen of the country. Once that happens, she'll be done with you.
That's what I was told.
And it's the truth. And then the fact that you want this is the proof that it's not going to work anyway, and the devil just leading you in the wrong way. You should only want what's right. Because anytime you want for anything outwardly, it's going to always be wrong.
I did use the word want, didn't I?
Yes. You should only want the kingdom of God. You should only want the truth. And then the truth will add unto you what you should have. And it will be perfect.
I was kind of thinking, though, that that's where I was at, because I really don't care about anything. And people don't understand it. And hearing some of your other callers, I never was into religion, but I inherently lived those 10 Commandments, whether I was knowing it or not. I mean, inherently, you know what's right and wrong. And when I first heard you years and years ago, it really threw me for a loop, and it kind of, I don't know, it made me want to get more into religion, but the more I got into it, the Bible thumping and all that, I'm like, no, it's not. I was doing it right the whole time, I thought, or I was thinking, and then once I tried to do it, try to get more into it, it made me worse. It made me one of those people like judging or trying to tell people what's right and wrong.
Yeah. You don't want to get into religion. You want to get into the kingdom of heaven. And it was good to see that you were doing it in the wrong way. That's all you need to do is see it. And it will resolve itself if you can see it. And so I recommend that you start doing the silent prayer and just watch and just forget about that woman from another country, because she will rip you off. She will pretend to care just to get here. And especially, but not only, if you're spending money on her.
Well, that's the thing. She didn't ask for nothing.
Right. She don't need to ask. You know you're going to do it anyway.
Huh. Well, she don't know me that well, then.
Because you want it. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't do it. But you want it, and that means that you want something that you think going to make you happy, and it's not.
I know you said before, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it don't, it don't. Don't go looking for it.
Yes.
And I wasn't looking for it. Well, I guess I was.
Yeah, you did because you want it.
I know you got to go because of music, but I appreciate you.
Okay. Are you doing the silent prayer, Derek?
All the time. Not all the time, but morning and night. I had to do it to sleep especially.
Okay, well, stay with it, and I would not go after that woman. Let life
happen. It's a lonely world, ain't it?
Yeah, let it happen naturally. All right?
Okay.
And
yes,
your
sir.
world inside is not lonely. It's
not.
It's paradise. Thank you, Derek.
It actually is. Yeah, yes, sir. I understand. All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy. I got to take a break. One more hour to go. When I come back, your super chats and phone calls and all that good stuff. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
India's Supreme Court is better than America's Supreme Court. And there is, if you're not aware, Israel-Hamas drama, or Israel-Palestine drama in America. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Tuesday, October 17th, 2023 AD. There's one line open. You can call in to get on hold, to get on air with JLP, and he will get back to the calls in hour 3 of Country and Western Tuesday. But first, Hake News, Not Fake News. Women's Forum, third Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles. Rebuildingtheman.com/events, ladies. Or you can call the Bond office if you need info, 323-782-1980. Attack on India's morality. Coming Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far-left female-run outlet The Skim report, India's top court stopped short of legalizing so-called same-sex marriage in a landmark LGBTQ ruling today. Advocates had sought to obtain the right to, quote-unquote, marry under India law, giving them access to the same privileges extended to normal, real married couples. While that was denied, some radical LGBTQIA+ activists welcomed the court's recognition of their relationships as progressive communist move. Many others, however, said it wasn't good enough. It will never be enough. India's marriage laws bar millions of so-called LGBTQ couples from accessing legal benefits attached to actual matrimony in relation to adoption, insurance, inheritance. India's Supreme Court rightly said it's beyond their scope, unlike America's so-called Supreme Court, to, quote-unquote, legalize so-called same-sex marriage, passing the responsibility to the parliament, and the lamos might legalize it, the lame parliament. Leaders from all of India's biggest religions reportedly opposed the evil petition to support so-called same-sex marriage, some stating that marriage is for procreation, not recreation. That's right. It's a fact. Israel-Hamas drama in America. Tensions in the United States are high as the Israel-Hamas war enters its second week. Pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel demonstrators have taken to the streets in NYC, LA, and Chicago in solidarity communist protests. It also includes a sit-in at the Black on the Inside White House. At least 30 Jewish activists were reportedly arrested, calling on corrupt Biden to push for a ceasefire. The tensions go beyond just protesting. The FBI is tracking, the liberal FBI, tracking a number of threats against Jewish and Muslim Americans. Reports of violence and clashes. Yesterday, that 71-year-old landlord charged with hate crimes for the fatal stabbing of that 6-year-old Palestinian-American little boy in New York. A male on a bus attacked a 19-year-old wearing a turban, saying, "We don't wear that in this country." I laugh, but that's not right. Don't attack. Synagogues in Utah got bomb threats. Jewish businesses at a temple reportedly vandalized in Cali. Protesters confronted each other at universities and colleges, UNC Chapel Hill, Indiana universities. Universities getting called out for neutral statements, not taking sides. Professor at Columbia U faced thousands of calls to resign for calling Hamas's attack a stunning victory. Wow. Stanford reportedly removed a prof who allegedly downplayed the Holocaust. A major donor to University of PA resigned, accusing University of PA of anti-Semitism. No hyphen, by the way. A conservative media group doxed, CNN's misnomer. It wasn't quite doxing. It was names and photos of several students at Harvard who signed a public letter holding Israel entirely responsible for all unfolding violence. Harvard students not so bright after all. Takes two to tango, right? Anyway, China virus medication may be going up. $530, according to CNN, is roughly the price of the life-saving COVID-19 antiviral medication Paxlovid. However, some experts estimate the price could go up 3- or 5-fold next year, as much as $2,500 per course, sparking concerns among doctors that it will be less accessible. So get healthy. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77 Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week: what is the boomerang in your life? What is the boomerang in your life? You ever thought about that? What's the boomerang in your life? Everyone has it until you overcome. What's the boomerang? We have every way that you can support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com. JesseLeePeterson.com. And if you're busy lifting weight, running, jogging, eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whatever, making breakfast, lunch, or dinner, laying up at a beach, or having a war with Israel, or Israel having a war with you, or you're fighting on the college campuses because you're taking sides and don't really know what's going on for sure, but you're taking sides. And so you're rallying and fighting anyway and don't even know what you're fighting for or why, but you're taking side and then your mind fill in all the blanks. If you are black and out on the streets robbing, killing, and stealing and breaking in, or if you're illegal alien swimming across the border, whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Isn't that amazing? And to donate and have your comment read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP, buymeacoffee.com/JLP, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. It's Tuesday. Oh, buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. Thank you. buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. I said JLP, but add the talking to that. All right? It's Tuesday. Already. Tuesday. The women's forum is Thursday night, not Wednesday night, all right? Thursday night. It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts
swear they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe He'd take this anger from my soul, and I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so He could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. I really like that song. That is an amazing and true song. What the? It's amazing. There is a line open if you want to jump in there. 888-7753-773. Let me just tell you this before I go back to the phone. I encourage you to wake up, folks. Do what you want, of course, and there are men and women waking up around the world, so it is happening. And I know that most are not going to wake up. It's always been that way. And that most people love their hell. They love their misery. They love their revenge. They love their jealousy, envy, and strife. They love their gossiping and feeling good about trying to hurt others and hurting themselves. They totally love it. So I realize most people love their hell, which is hell. All that stuff I just named is just pure hell, right? They love living their imagination. They love taking sides. They just love it. So I realize that most people are not going to change, but a few will. Things are going to get worse before they get better. Out there, outside of you, inside of others, coming through them. But it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to happen to you. And these people that bring hell upon you from the outside, because it's their hell, they're just trying to make you be a part of it. They're making money and power at a false thrill. If they're not making money and power from it, they're getting a thrill. All for the thrill of it. Have you noticed, next time watch someone that gossip or someone that try to hurt you, just look at them and see the thrill that they're getting. You'll see that that person is evil and you won't judge them. They're getting a thrill. What do you think mothers get from hurting their children? They hurt their children and they get a thrill. What do you think they're getting when they send the kids out to daycare centers and public schools and then the mother go out pretend she's a male? She's getting a thrill. When they take the children from the fathers and they punish the children, try to get back at the father, knowing they're destroying the children, what do you think they're getting? A thrill of it. That's how evil operates. That's how evil operates. And they will lie to you. They will absolutely lie to you. Here's a perfect example. This is from CNBC. This woman is a liar. And I wonder if in her DNA, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the country can absolutely afford to financially support both Israel and Ukraine in their respective war efforts. Watch this from Sky News.
Can America, can the West afford another war at this time?
I think the answer is absolutely. America can certainly afford to stand with Israel and to support Israel's military needs. And we also can and must support Ukraine in its struggle against Russia. And look, the American economy is doing extremely well. Inflation has been high and it's been a concern to households. America, the Biden administration, has passed legislation that is strengthening our economy. We do need to come up with funds both for Israel and for Ukraine. This is a priority.
That's a priority, she say. America is not the priority. Israel and Ukraine is the priority. Home is not the priority. Away from home is the priority. She's evil. That's for the thrill of it. She feels good thinking that, oh, I'm putting Israel and Ukraine before home. I wonder what she's getting from it other than the thrill of it. You still want women to be in charge of your country? That's insane right there. The border's wide open. They said terrorist cells are coming in. They've caught some of them, people on the terrorist list. Illegal aliens coming from around the world into our country. Crime gone through the roof, and it's going to get worse. Businesses are being broken in every day. Carjacking, robbing, raping, and murder. Economy is bad. Gas prices through the roof. Gas prices through the roof. But yet, Israel and Ukraine is more important. It come before home. And we can afford to do it, but we can't afford to take care of the American. Take care of home first. Talk about tell me, tender woman, said the vicious snake. Tell me, tender woman. Tell me, take me in, tender woman. Remember we played that yesterday? Hassan, can you pull that up? Take me in, tender woman. This is this woman right here. It's the same one. Take me in, tender woman. Amazing, huh? And this is what's running our country. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it 1,000 times. It is not in the nature of the woman to lead. She just doesn't have it. Watch this. This is Janet Yellen. Watch this.
On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed that vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, oh heavens, you would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. I have saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Nice. Who's that with from? CBS, CBN? CBS. Thank you. CBS. That's U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. May God have mercy on my country. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. I wouldn't let Janet Yellen, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, I wouldn't let her run my Kool-Aid stand. That's more to talk about my country. Watch this from Sky News.
My question, as it relates to that, is whether you do think you've contributed to breaking the glass ceiling in the US, and whether the US might be getting closer to being ready to elect a female president next.
Well, I think women have made tremendous advances, and I'm very heartened by that. Once upon a time, I think when I started in economics and policy jobs, it was pretty rare to see women sitting at the table, and that is changing. But there still are barriers, and it's important for us to try to break those down so that more women have opportunities.
I know you're not backing a woman to be president in the next election, because I know you'll be backing President Biden loud and clear. Does he still have the energy for another 5 years in the job?
Absolutely. He's very involved, very vibrant, is doing an excellent job.
Wow. Yeah, she broke the ceiling all right, the ceiling to the gates of hell. She broke out of hell and bringing hell on earth. You could tell when a person is lying, they always bowing their head, bucking their eyes. Amazing. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. And this woman put America last. She doesn't even care about home. Israel and what's the name? Ukraine come first. And we always have enough money for them, but not for America. And according to some report, they have those little cell things here in our country, sleeper cells. But Janet Yellen don't care about that. Not for America. We can have sleeper cells. They don't mean that. They don't mean a thing. Bowing her head, bucking her eyes. Have you heard of a sleeping cell? According to Oxford, a sleeping cell is a selective group of spies or terrorist agents that remain inactive within a target population until ordered to act. Well, they've been saying that they have caught quite a few coming into our country already. Here's just one example of that. This is from counterextremism.com. Some guy by the name of Ali Karani is a naturalized U.S. citizen from Lebanon. Ooh, Lebanon. Convicted of plotting on behalf of Hezbollah against the U.S. government. According to the FBI, Karani received training in Lebanon from Hezbollah Islamic Jihad organization, Allahu Akbar, or this jihad organization. He was convicted in May 2019 and sentenced to 40 years in federal prison. Here's a photo of this Karani from NBC. He looks so nice. It don't look like a jihad. He doesn't look like he's from Lebanon. Hezbollah trained him. But according to the report, he did. The Washington Institute is reporting that this very same guy with a nice smile, Ali Karani, was tasked with carrying out surveillance for potential attacks. Karani said that in the event that the United States and Iran went to war, the U.S. sleeper cell would expect to be called upon to act. If the United States were to take action targeting Hezbollah or Iran interests, Karani added the sleeper cell would be triggered into action. This nice guy smiling. Hi, y'all. I'm from our country. Oh, I like it here in America. Y'all ain't paying attention. Janet, the U.S. Secretary or U.S. Treasurer Janet Yellen said that money going to Ukraine and Israel. And in the meantime, y'all borders were wide open. How y'all doing? Amazing, huh? 888-7753-773. Let me go to Eliseo, a first-time caller out of Washington State. Eliseo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
So it is suggestion because I've listened to you now for about 7-8 months, right?
Uh-huh.
And I really didn't get your message until Friday when I listened to your called 21st convention that you did.
Right.
And man, it made everything whole for me, right? Because let's just say everybody's story, but some stories are nicer than others, right? Well, mine was very nice growing up. Originally from New York City, right? So I had evil inside and outside the home, right? So I had to deal with a lot of challenging, history of mine with my father, not realizing that my mother was also the issue, right? And after listening to your message on Friday in the 21st convention, it was the hardest thing I ever did to speak to my mom, because my mom was very scornful, right? She was very vindictive and all the negative, a lot of the negative things under the sun, right? And she never took criticism well at all, right? Because she was always right. And my mom had originally been Catholic, and then met my father, evil man, right? But because of his mother, right? I didn't realize when I found this out this weekend, speaking to my mom, that his auntie raised him, and that his mother was another mean woman, and he became a coward because he became, in turn, very emotional, right? And then my mom, her mom was also not nice, right? And then she told me that her grandmother never gave them a kiss or a hug, right? Very angry woman. So I became an angry coward for my father and my mother, right? So even though I forgive my father, I didn't realize I had to forgive my mother. And Jesse, when I tell you, a miracle happened this weekend. When I started speaking to my mom, and after she was quiet the whole time. That's never a good sign with my mom, right? But once I was done saying what I had to say, she said, "You're right, son. You're right about all of it." Jesse, I was shocked.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And then in this process, right? I understand what you speak is truth. However, it's still challenging for me to accept the fact that even though our father calls us all this horror and evil, right, due to his upbringing with his mother not having a father, right, and I'm 40, I turned 45 in September, right, and at these 45 years, 40-something years, because I started changing the last 4 or 5 years, I always blame my father for everything, right? So my conditioning is to hate my father but love my mother, right? So now, realizing this weekend that I have to go back and, not go back, but just start teaching my ways and stop listening to the thoughts, right? And and to be able to forgive my mother finally, right? Realizing it. So, man, thank you so much for your greatness, Jesse. Man, I love you, brother. I really do. You know, if it wasn't for your greatness, you know, I'm sure I would have figured out eventually, but it would have took me a lot longer.
Absolutely. Why didn't you know that your mother was a part of the problem as well?
Because our society, our culture, always taught us to glorify women, put them on a pedestal, right?
Yeah.
Even though in church it said, you know, God, Christ man, Christ woman, woman, child, right? But growing up, that was always distorted because, you know, oh no, well, that's not what God meant, but that's what He's saying. Oh no, that's not what it means, right?
Yeah.
You know, and part of it is realizing, you know, going back in finding my faith, right, seeking for my faith, I realized that we must become children to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? Meaning, right, we don't start developing our analytical brain until we're 6 years old, and we start taking everybody else's bad stuff, and we lose our true self, our true truth.
Have you started doing the silent prayer yet?
You know what? I just heard about a silent prayer, and I heard about it before, but I didn't know how to access it until this morning.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you're on your way. So what I recommend, do what you want, of course, but I recommend now you do the silent prayer every morning, every night, so that God the light of truth can bring you completely out of the darkness of thoughts. And it's just going to only get better for you because things will become clearer and clearer, and you will overcome those emotions, and you'll be free. So do the prayer and stay with it.
Okay. Hey, Jesse, one more thing I would love to say. One of the challenges that I see with men these days, right, is I see it this way, right? Men are negative, positive, women are positive, negative, right? And instead of, and men should deal with wisdom, knowledge, and facts. Women deal with thinking, feelings, and emotions, right? Men shouldn't think about things. Men should know. Meaning, I believe that our Creator speaks to us to hunch and intuition, so we have to stop listening to our thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And literally be quiet and listen to our Father that speaks to us every second, minute, right day with hunch and intuitions. We just have to stop, teach ourselves not to listen to what we feel and what we think.
Absolutely.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Right? So when men stop, and another thing, words. You hear all these men come on your show and they say 5 things they believe, and then they say, I don't know. They just destroyed everything they believed in.
Well, what it is, they don't realize that they're believing things and doing things, and they don't understand why they do it. And so when I ask them why, they'll say, I don't know. The men and the women, they'll say, I don't know, because they don't know. It's only because they don't know that they're possessed by evil, and evil is of the feelings, of the thoughts, and that the evil are making you do things that you don't want to do, can't do. And that's why they don't know why they're doing it. They just know, like, I'm doing these things. I don't know why. I can't help myself. What's going on? They don't know that they are possessed.
Well, you know, I believe that here's a tip for all the men out there, please. Stop saying you don't know, because you do know. And like you said, since God speaks us, we already know. In fact, Socrates said, everything and anything that could ever be or will ever be is already within us, which is true. Well, we just need to stop listening to our feelings and thoughts, right? And stop and literally catch yourself and stop saying you don't know, because you do know. Because every time you say that word, I don't know, you're denying everything you believe to be true. And that's when you fall into the fallen state and deal with the thinking and the thinking.
Alisa, I got to run, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Call me again, all right? I'm looking at the call.
I will do it. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. One line open, 888-7753-773. Tommy out of California. Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Hey, how's it going, Jesse?
All is well, Tommy.
That's good, man. Good to talk to you. It's been years, man. It's been like about 4 years. Since before COVID, that was the last time I talked to you guys.
Before the Chinese virus?
Yep.
Amazing.
That.
So what's going on?
Before that virus. No, I was, last time we left off, I was talking about, forgiving my mother and father, you know, and I did that. And it went well, you know. My mom didn't take it too well. You know how mom is, man. You know, she was in denial at first, you know.
Hold on a minute.
But,
hold on.
Okay.
All right, hold on. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Short break. Back in a moment. There's one line open, 888-775-3773. Back in a moment. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.
I live down the road from Buddy's barroom. I got a running tab, it's done run away. Sometimes I think I'm whistling past the graveyard. Last night I got so drunk I didn't even know my name. But the beer is cold and the music's always playing, and the jukebox is the best there is in town. Set you free at a happy hour, country songs and whiskey.
Okay,
cider.
folks, welcome back. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, Hake report.com, from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after the Hake Report every Tuesday at 11 a.m., it's Joel Friday TV. You be like, Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. and at 12 noon, The American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. If you need counseling service, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. All right? So if you need individual, family, or individual counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com to make an appointment, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. All right? And I do it myself. And for personal shout-outs, whatever the occasion may be, birthdays, congratulations, encouragement, weddings, divorces, death, newborn baby, whatever, you can go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Let me go quickly back to Tommy. And Tommy went and forgave his parents. And Tommy, how did it go with your mother, you say?
She was in denial at first, you know. She was like, I didn't do none of that stuff. And I'm like, Mama, yes, you did. But I forgive you, you know. You didn't know what you was doing, you know what I'm saying? And it went over well after the fact, you know, after she got upset about it, you know. But I calmed her down. I explained everything. And, you know, she's cool, you know what I'm saying? She's cool about it.
Nice.
What's that?
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
How about your father?
Yeah. Pops, man, he's just like me. He's accepting of what he did wrong, and he acknowledges it, and he tries to fix it, you know what I'm saying? He apologizes, and he accepts it for what it is. you know?
Nice.
Straight
Okay.
up.
Amazing.
Yeah, just like me. Yep. So we're good.
So how's your life going now?
Oh man, my life, Jesse, dude, my life is good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Listening to you, bro, and a lot of other people, but you for sure kicked off the start of how I am now. My life is sweet. I'm married. All right, so a small background. Born and raised in Mississippi. Moved out of the house when I was 18 years old. Never went back. I have a full career now. I'm a diesel mechanic for the Navy.
Right on.
And I'm 31 years old now.
Amazing.
Yep. I found you, Jesse, when I was like 26.
Nice. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm not doing a silent prayer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not doing a prayer. I actually forgot about it until you just reminded me. I actually found you again on YouTube on Dr. Phil this morning. I was like, my dog Jesse, lighten him up. So I had to call in, bro.
Yeah, well, the next step, which we should have been, doing it a long time ago, is the silent prayer, and things would be, it would just become, it would be made clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer for you, and life would become easier and easier. The burden would be light. It just would be amazing. So I recommend you do the prayer every morning, every night, and stay with it. No matter how nice things get, you still stay with the prayer so you can be present where everything is always in the present. It's not in the past or the future. It's right here, right now. And so I recommend you do the prayer as well.
That's right. And one thing I keep in my mind, is that thing that you said, that no man is good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And that right there keeps me leveled. It keeps my head leveled in my decision making and, the stuff I need to do. And Jesse, I just have one question for you. I just need to know how you feel about this. So I'm married. I've been married for about 13 years. I have a family, a wife and children, a set of twins. But I do love women, and I now found myself having multiple relationships with women. And the women that I'm involved with all know about it. They're all in consent, and we're all happy and in cahoots. How do you feel about that? What's your take on that?
Your wife know about it too?
Yeah, she knows about it. We talk about this stuff daily. We check in. We make sure that we're all in the same accordance. It's all smooth with the families and everything. How do you feel about that?
So you and your wife know that you're seeing other women. So your wife check in with you and the other women to make sure everybody all right?
No, she don't check in with them. She has nothing to do with them.
She just check in with you.
Yeah. She just asks me, how is everything going? Am I fine? Do I need anything?
Are you Muslim?
No, I'm just regular. Yep, I'm not Muslim. I'm not. So that's the thing about it. Like, do I have to be that in order to be this way? Because I'm like, bro, this is natural. I've been this way since I was a kid.
Oh,
I'm not lying to myself anymore.
You have children?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have children. I have a set of twins.
And but not by any other women.
Oh no, just my wife.
How many children do you? I mean, how many other women do you have all at once?
Right now, just one main, but I'm two, but one of those women is more serious than the other one. It's my wife, the other serious chick, and then the other woman who's just my friend. We're courting right now, but
Oh, here's what I recommend. I want you to do the silent prayer so you can see how to overcome that. Because now that you have children, that's not going to turn out very well. Eventually, it's going to be hell for you as well, and your wife, but especially for you. But it's not going to turn out very well for your children. You have twins?
Yeah, I have a set of twins. They're 5 years old.
Identical?
No fraternal. A boy and a girl.
Oh, okay. For your children's sake, and for yours and your wife, I would recommend you overcome that. And so you need to do the silent prayer so you can see why you're doing it. Why are you doing this so that you can see how to overcome it? I wouldn't judge myself. I wouldn't think of it as being right or wrong. I would want understanding from it. So do the silent prayer so you can see the right way to go with this. Because whatever you are is what your children are going to be.
Okay.
So don't see that. I understand how you got into it too, but but do the silent prayer. Don't have a negative. Don't call it good or evil. Just know that it's a situation, and you want to understand from that situation. Because once you understand from it, you would never. You would never get into it again, and it will work out for you.
Right. Okay.
So do the silent prayer. Let me know how that goes.
Okay, Jesse.
All right?
Appreciate you, man.
All right, you're welcome, buddy. So again, and I'll repeat myself, but don't call it good or evil. Just see you in a situation, and you want to understand, should I stay in this? Why am I doing this? Is it right? Or, or whatever.
I have those questions a lot. Like, I ask myself, is it right?
Yeah.
Does it feel right? And I have all the consent from all parties. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that may be a confusion.
Yeah.
Because they're consenting to it, but in the end, I'm like, yo, I have multiple women. I'm going on dates and doing whatever I want. Is this right? Like, it's kind of hard.
Would you be okay if your wife were doing that?
No. I mean, if she was doing it with women, I probably wouldn't mind, but guys, no.
And why wouldn't you have a problem if you're doing it with guys?
Oh, because I'm the head. I'm the only one. Like, you can't have two men leading one woman. That's not it don't work.
Do the silent.
You can have one man leading multiple women.
I like the fact that you're questioning it. You haven't totally accepted that you're doing this, and it's fine. But do the silent prayer so you can understand from the situation. All right.
Yeah.
And let me know how it goes.
Okay, Jesse, I appreciate you, man.
All right. Good to talk to you, Tommy.
Nice to talk to you, too, man. It's been a while. I know you don't remember me, but it's been a while. I talked to you maybe 3 to 4 times before. But It's been years ago.
Nice.
So I'm glad to see you doing good, Jesse.
You too, buddy.
Big inspiration, man. I'm happy for you.
You too. Thank you. Call me again, all right?
Okay, all righty.
I wish you well. Let me know how it goes with the silent prayer and understanding from this situation, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. Frankie is a first-time call out of Washington State. Frankie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Frankie.
So I very started following you recently.
Are you on the speakerphone, Frankie? Hello?
Yeah, so I barely started following you recently on Instagram.
Right.
And then I just found, I found you the live version online, so I wanted to call in. So I kind of had a wild life in my 20s, and I have 3 children with a 20-year relationship that I never really got married. And I fell into alcohol and never got married there. And then I have 1 child from another woman. So these last 3 years I've been working on coming to the Father and all that. And, we're having a relationship with God. And I've for 2 years, I had my 16-year-old son from my ex who had been off and on for 20 years. And I have 3 kids with her. One's an adult, so he's already 20, and then my 16-year-old son that I've had for 2 years full-time by myself. And then my daughter, last year, she's like, stopped letting me see my daughter that I've been a part of all her life. And I finally got 50-50 custody, temporary custody within the last 2 weeks. But I think the mother's like not doing well. I think she might be possibly on drugs. So my question is what? And then another thing, I ended up getting married. I ended up getting married in August with a woman that I had been dating for 3 years. So my question is, should I pursue like more custody of my daughter? Because I believe, she might not be in a good household with her mother.
How old is your daughter?
She's 12.
And did you ask her about if her mother using drugs or not?
No, I haven't. But she got like extremely skinny, and she stopped working. And one thing is, in the last year that my daughter wasn't with me, when I got her a week ago, my daughter, for the first time for 7 days, and the first 2 days she's telling me, I don't want to be with you. I just want to go with my mom. I feel like she got brainwashed to not like me and want to be with me.
Oh, I see. And she's 12 years old, you say?
Correct.
And so if you went for custody, you're going to spend all that money trying to get her, and so you're going to get her, and all she's going to do is rebel, so she doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
And so why waste your time and money on this 12-year-old knowing that she doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah, I see.
No, it's a question.
Because I feel like her living situation with her mother is not healthy.
Right. And you may be right about that, but if she doesn't want to be with you, she's just going to get worse too, because she's going to become even more angry at you, and she's going to rebel.
I see.
I would ask the 12-year-old, next time you see her, ask her, if you haven't already ask, would she like to come live with you? Ask her if her mother's on drugs, what's going on at home, and ask her if she want to come live with you. If she say yes, then that's a different story.
I see. Yeah, so right now we have 50-50, so it's going to be 7 days with me and 7 days with her.
Well, next time
with her mother.
Next time you get her with the 50-50, and that's pretty good. You have 50-50, so you can see her. And so she's old enough, and eventually she may want to stay with you if she find out that living with you is better than living with her mother.
Right.
So I would give it a little bit more time and see. Do what you want, of course, but next time you get her, ask if she want to come live with you.
Yeah, I feel like right now, because I only have had her one 7-day stretch, I feel like I'm trying to rebuild the relationship, but it's like I don't want to ask her like more direct questions.
You don't want to?
Well, I don't feel like I don't want to like compromise what I'm trying to build in my relationship with her.
Oh, I see. Well,
because I haven't seen her for over a year, except for this last week.
And did she enjoy being with you this time?
It was like, it's like 50-50. Like she'll enjoy a little bit, but then she's like, kind of gets angered about it. And then she'll come back and be like, this is nice, living with my dad. And she gets along with my wife and her daughters. But then it's like her mom's spirit kicks in, and it's like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. You married a woman who has children already?
Yes.
How many children she has?
She has one adult son and two teenage daughters.
And has she been married before?
Yes.
Oh. Is she older than you?
We're the same age.
Why did you get married? You already have a bunch of children. She already has a bunch of children. Why did you marry her?
Well, because in church, that's where we're taught to get married and not be living in sin.
So
I wanted to be married, so to become one under God.
Why did you want to be married? You already have children. And she already has children. And she's been married before. You married somebody else's wife.
She's divorced.
So you married someone else's wife. And now how does her children treat you?
They don't really like that we got married.
Yeah. You have imposed all for your ego reasons, and the mother for her ego reason. You have imposed upon these children, and now they're going to suffer for what you've done. You and her mother have done, because kids don't want step parents. They want their natural parents. They don't want someone else.
Yeah, that's another situation. Like their dad's not, my stepdaughter's dad's not really around.
But that has nothing to do with you. And the fact that you're around, they're still not going to like you.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do you marry another man's wife who already has children? You already have a bunch of kids.
Because I thought that's what God wants, us to be married and not live in sin.
Why do you think God would want you to marry somebody else's wife with children? That was your lust. That had nothing to do with God. Were you living with her or something?
No.
Was she living with you?
No, we weren't.
Oh.
She had her own. We were living apart.
Whose idea was it to get married?
It was kind of both of our idea.
You're going to regret this, man. This woman going to give you pure hell. That's why her other husband left her. Because the sex thing going to get bored, and after a while, going to run out. And all you're going to get is hell from this woman. And all she will get from you is hell. And then you're going to get hell from the children.
So how are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to live? Just keep living in sin?
When you say living in sin, what do you mean?
Because we were fornicating before.
Can't you stop doing that? Go find somebody else.
Well, we're married now.
Oh. It would have been best that you overcame that rather than getting married, because your children need you, and those children need their father and mother. And God wasn't judging you for sleeping around. He didn't understand what was driving you. So God would not have wanted you to marry this woman who already have children anyway and been married. That's not from God. You about to catch pure hell. Have you been already fighting with your wife?
No.
How long you been?
It's like,
I'm sorry?
But it is like tension with her kids.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be there. You're in the way. Those kids need their father's love, and now their mother, in her own selfish ego self, have put another man between them and the mother. So not only are they not getting the attention from their father, they're not getting it from the mother either. And you and the mother are going to make them feel like they're wrong for being angry that you guys have done this to them. And then the mother, you got to accept it. They don't have to accept you. You're not their daddy.
Right.
And you don't care about them either. And the mother doesn't care about them. You care about your own ego and the mother's care about her ego, and you guys just got married for sex. It wasn't even love.
Well, I do love her. I want to be with her. I don't want to be with nobody else.
If you had loved her, you would not have gotten with her, knowing she had children, and you were coming between those children. Who you love most? Who do you
I should have waited.
Yeah, you should have waited till you were 80 and she was 80 and the kids were 90.
That's a long time.
But, and you should not have been dating a woman that's been married anyway.
Even if she was divorced?
So what?
Even if she had been divorced?
Especially if she'd been divorced. All you got to catch is pure hell from this woman.
Too late, I guess. I'm already in it.
Well, mess. It's interesting how the mind makes you go from one mess to another mess to another mess and telling you that, oh, this one is better. This is working out. You're fornicating. You better get married. God wants you to. Satan is lying to you. But anyway, are you doing the silent prayer?
No, I just heard about it, so I'm going to get on it and start doing that.
Yeah, do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer or silentprayer.video so you can see you'll see what to do about this situation, all right?
Thank you. God bless.
You too. Call me again.
Bye.
Bye. Amazing. What a mess. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report. And after that, Joel Friday TV, he be like, and then after that, the American Anchor Baby. Call us. I'm out of time. Call me back tomorrow or whatever you can. I do appreciate it. And we'll get to the super chats tomorrow as well. Have a good day, y'all. What a mess! You got to get on this straight and narrow. Women's Forum Thursday night. Bye.
But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never want to stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true. It's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.